Look, I'm not going to sit here and talk about everything that has went wrong for one of the best franchises in the association. I mean, I'll mention some things here and there, but I'm here to focus on what has went right for them. I say this because the Warriors are doing something at the moment that a lot of teams could only dream of. You guys have heard of the term being all in, right? Well, forget it when talking about the Golden State Warriors, because not only is this team built for the now, but they're built for the future. February 6th, 2020, the Golden State Warriors would trade for Andrew Wiggins and a 2021 first-round draft pick that would end up being top 3 protected. Also in this trade, the Warriors would go on to acquire a 2021 draft pick from the Minnesota Timberwolves. What did the Warriors have to give up? Well, they had to give up Jacob Evans, Amari Spellman, and of course, D'Angelo Russell. I'll never forget the day that D'Angelo Russell was traded to Golden State. From the moment he arrived in the Bay, I could tell that he loved it there. To be real with you guys, I was really happy for D'Lo. On top of just being happy for D'Lo on a personal level, I was really excited to see what Steph and D'Lo would look like down the line. Does anybody remember that video of Steph and D'Lo celebrating that win really early in the season? Like, come on, man, you can't tell me that wasn't good stuff. Anyways, like I stated earlier, D'Lo would go on to get traded and the Golden State Warriors would acquire Andrew Wiggins and some picks. When this trade went down, many people thought that Andrew Wiggins was a career loser, an inefficient chucker that would never reach their upside and promise of being a #1 overall pick. While you can still argue that Wiggins hasn't reached his max potential, it's hard to argue with what the Golden State Warriors have been able to turn Andrew Wiggins into. For a player that many people considered lazy, Andrew Wiggins has put in a ton of work. Let's be real, you're not hitting shots like this on LeBron James in any other way. We could sit here and call a shot like that luck, but the reality is that is a shot that Andrew Wiggins practices. Anyways, the Golden State Warriors would go on to win only 15 games in the 2019-2020 NBA season. They literally lost 50 games. When talking about a Warriors team in today's day and age, that doesn't even sound right. In the 2019-2020 NBA season, it literally felt like the Golden State Warriors had a giant target on their back. It felt like everybody was getting theirs back on the Golden State Warriors, and you know what? I can't blame them, because who knew if they'd see an opportunity like that again? That season, Stephen Curry only played 5 games. No Steph, no Dre, and when Dre played, he would struggle. To be short, the Golden State Warriors were destroyed by injuries. We fast forward to the 2020 NBA draft, and the Golden State Warriors would select James Wiseman. Now, I'm not going to get all into who was selected around Wiseman. I'm just going to say that I feel like people have been hard on the selection of James Wiseman, and I get it. There was a lot of talent selected around him, but check it out. I'm going to reserve any opinions about his future until we see him healthy and adding years of experience to his resume. He has talent, he just has to show it on a consistent basis. On top of that, sometimes it takes bigs a little bit longer to find their way in this league. You know what? I'm going to be real with you guys. I think if Wiseman was healthy and playing right now, he'd be a beast. The beauty of everything is he wouldn't even have to go crazy. He'd just have to display adequate basketball IQ and play a role. As we fast forward to the 2020-2021 NBA season, the Warriors would have their lumps, but towards the end of the season, they would become one of the hottest teams in the league. Draymond playing center and Steph playing out of his mind helped the Warriors show everybody the potential that this team really had. Does anybody remember people thinking that Steph would struggle because he's never had to carry a team before? There were people saying that Steph couldn't do what Luka, Harden, and some of the NBA's biggest stars do. I guess because they were under the assumption that Steph was more of an off-ball player, more of a shooter, not a true shot creator. I promise you guys I'm not hating, and I know Draymond Green is a good, great passer. But on a real note, I think that like at least a third of Draymond's assists should get credited to Stephen Curry. Because let's be real, this guy's gravity is unbelievable. While the credit thing is a joke, it's crazy to think that when KD was a Warrior, teams would give up open dunks to Kevin Durant to shade their attention towards Steph. But you know what? That's a topic for another video. I'll also say this about Draymond. Dre's Steph antennas are unbelievable. He knows where Steph is at all times, and he knows how to get him the ball. Random, but shout out to Bron and Steph for giving us that epic play-in battle that year. Seriously though, the play-in tournament was crazy. I definitely couldn't believe that the Warriors lost, and I really couldn't believe that people started to think that Dillon Brooks was a Steph stopper. Dillon Brooks played great defense on Steph, but nobody is a Steph stopper, at least in my opinion. And if you ask Draymond, he'll tell you the same thing. Steph literally gave Dillon Brooks 46 points on 22 shots December 23rd. While we're speaking on this season, it feels like the Golden State Warriors have been an unstoppable force. And like I said in my last Klay Thompson video, this isn't even the Golden State Warriors' final form. Remember that Minnesota pick that we talked about earlier? Remember that trade that raised a bunch of eyebrows for Andrew Wiggins? That trade would help the Golden State Warriors net Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga wouldn't play college ball, he would ball in the G League, which wouldn't end up being a bad option for him considering that he went inside the top 10 and he landed with the Golden State Warriors, one of the best franchises in the association. NBADraft.net compared Jonathan Kuminga to Jaylen Brown, citing that Jonathan Kuminga is a physical force on both ends of the court, freakish athlete with explosiveness, strength, and great body control. He has a solid skill set with the ability to handle and pass the ball. His forte appears to be on the less glamorous defensive end, where his quickness, strength, and height can disrupt opposing wings and forwards. Kuminga has the build, speed, and drive to defend positions 1 through 4 at the NBA level. Don't let Kuminga's 4.4 points per game and 1.5 rebounds per game fool you. Kuminga has the size, he has the strength, and he has been working to quiet all of the questions that anybody may have had about his motor. When I see Kuminga, I see a versatile player at 6'7", 225 that's capable of guarding multiple positions and making their presence felt at the rim. Kuminga already has some big-time blocks under his belt. Just wait until he gets more minutes. Assuming that these sites are right, I'm shocked that Kuminga is 6'7". 6'7" isn't short, but this guy feels and plays much bigger than his listed height. On offense, Kuminga's a big-time slasher that has monstrous shot creation potential. Versus the Toronto Raptors, Kuminga played 36 minutes, and in those 36 minutes, he dropped 26 points on 9 of 15 from the field and 4 of 6 from deep. Wait, did I tell you guys that he just made 19 years old? After Kuminga's performance against the Raptors, he was told by Steve Kerr if he were on a lousy team that he'd be doing this every night. Quote, you'd be on the all-rookie team and scoring a bunch of points and everybody would be saying how great Kuminga is, but you wouldn't be learning how to win. That is very high praise from a coach who has built a hefty reputation. The crazy thing is, in this same draft, the Golden State Warriors were able to go out and get Moses Moody. Wiggins is only 26, and man, I haven't even started talking about Jordan Poole, who is averaging an efficient 18 points per game at only 22 years old. Did I mention that as I'm making this video, we still have not seen 1 minute of James Wiseman this season? When Wiseman was drafted, he was projected to have one of the highest ceilings out of anybody in the entire draft class. While we're talking about players who have not played a minute this season for the Golden State Warriors, we have to talk about Klay Thompson. According to Woj, Golden State and Thompson are targeting January for a return to the NBA on a home date, with key targets including January 9th versus Cleveland and January 18th versus Detroit. January 3rd versus Miami hasn't been ruled out, but it's considered less likely. Guys, serious question. Do you think there is a team in the NBA right now that has a brighter future than the Golden State Warriors? To quote Steve Kerr, Klay's gonna start when he comes back. I'm not gonna mess around, bring him off the bench for a period of time. I'm not doing any of that. It looks like the Golden State Warriors are definitely trying to hit the ground running with Klay Thompson. And if you ask me, I think that's a terrifying sight for the rest of the NBA. If the Golden State Warriors were 100% healthy right now, do you think that they are favorites to win the NBA championship? While there still is a lot of season left, I've absolutely loved what I've seen so far. The next time I do a Warriors video, I definitely want to make sure to highlight Moses Moody a little more, especially considering that I like this guy so much coming into the NBA draft. If you guys follow my channel or my Twitter at all, you would know that I absolutely love talking about NBA draft prospects. The draft is something that I follow closely every year. I love seeing rookies and young players grow and ball out. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GETLIKECOOP bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.